Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Clinic for New Nekonian Residents, or the CNNR, since, well, the original is a bit of a mouthful, but. Oh, I've been expecting you. Yes, I have. I bet you were expecting your friend Stein, yes? Our favorite Nekonian scientist? Hmm? Well, while it is true that he was gifted this clinic/laboratory for his own research purposes while he's here on Nekonia, I am his lab assistant. It's nice to meet you. Yes, he is out at the moment, and while he's out, I get to run things around here. It's a very nice place. It should serve him well instead of having to go off to that research vessel all the time. He did specifically request this, just so he could stay here on the planet and keep an eye on his favorite test subject a bit more, slash roommate. Hmm? But where are my manners? I already know everything about you, but you know nothing about me. So, I am not a Nekonian. As you can see, I am a Vulpian. I suppose we are similar to your earthling foxes. And yes, I am not as tall as the Nekonians either. I am around your height, if a little bit taller, but actually I think I might be a little bit shorter. Regardless, I am a Vulpian, and my name is Camille. It's very nice to meet you. Here, let us shake hands. I know that's a Earth thing. Our shared friend takes very, very detailed notes on you, I'll have you know. So, I already know quite a bit about you. However, my interests lie somewhere else. Here, let us go back to an observation room, wouldn't you say? Instead of standing out here at the entrance. Come on, come along. Here we are. Okay, how about you have a seat right across from me over there, Very good. Okay, let's see. Your friend Stein, our friend Stein, is more interested in the emotional response and the potential for Osmer waves within Earthlings, yes? Well, I am more interested in a different field, which is more about your cultural experiences and, I guess your more individual personalities and media interests, yes. Because there are many races within our Federation that don't feel Osmer waves, or at least can't translate them. You see, every species gives off Osmer waves, but not every species can read them. It is a little harder to communicate and, I suppose, politic with those who cannot understand Osmer waves, but we get by. And although they are in the minority, they do their best and they are valued members of our Federation. So I am not as interested in helping you learn how to read Osmer waves. No, I'm more interested in you. Yes. So I have quite a few questions here for you, and then a few auditory tests, I suppose, and then I'll reward you, just as our friend Stein does, because I know that you very much enjoy that, don't you? Yes, it's all in his notes. But again, I am far more interested in your culture and in you and your likes and interests. Yes, so I suppose one of the reasons I'm more interested in those topics is, well, a planet's media interest and culture, of course, is very revealing. You see, I've been watching a lot of Earth media, and there was something that caught my eye in your science fiction. I forget what the name of the series was, but something about a journey through the stars, something to that extent. Star something, I forget. sometimes the translations can be rough. Universal translators don't often work on older media or media we don't have a proper format for. So, you see, the culture within it, I believe it was some 500 years in the future. It was native to Earth, but the actual culture was quite similar to the one we actually have in real life. Yes, they even called it a federation of planets, I believe, and they had things such as devices that could replicate any matter they needed, so they had as much food as they needed without the killing of animals. They had a very, I'd say, semi-utopian society, and it was all very interesting to me with how similar and how almost on the mark you were. So I believe those kinds of things can be very revealing of the people within the planet, and it does show that although you cannot feel Osmer waves, you do have this grand hope for the future in some capacity, don't you? You can envision what this utopia or semi-utopia or better future could be. And that shows me extreme potential. And that's why I like to get into the nitty-gritty of who you are. So, I suppose, bouncing off of that, could you name for me some of your favorite pieces of media? They can be movies, video games, animated shows, anything of that format. Anything at all. Even books, even poetry, anything. Go ahead. And you can go for as long as you need. I don't need a description, just names will suffice. I see. I will have to add some of these to my list, I suppose. Okay. I think that should be enough for now. Again, I am going to be looking into all of these. And could you give me one more, maybe? Just one. One that's very important. I see. Okay. Very interesting. Now then, where did you grow up on Earth? Where were you born? Where did you live in your early childhood? I know sometimes people don't grow up in one place, they often move around. Was that your case? Were you on the move a lot, or did you spend a majority of your time in one place? And, well, growing up there, or in those places, did you enjoy your time? What was the primary form of media that you absorbed growing up? Like the format, like, oh, I watched a lot of, what do you call them? Television growing up, or, oh, I listened to CDs all the time, or my Walkman, or MP3s maybe, or, oh, what's it called? I watched a lot of videos on my computer. Anything like that. What was the primary form of media you consumed growing up? Or forms. There could be multiple. books and such are universal. I know that many planets and cultures go through phases of different technology, and some are the trend for a few years, some phase out, so I'm very curious to know which one was the most popular format you used growing up. Some even cycle back around to be more popular. We're currently going through a retro phase of our own. Yes, we typically use, well, some people prefer the older version of our slip space engines because there's more manual control and input than with our more automatic and easier to use engines nowadays on starships. But then again, everybody also looks back on the old days of wooden sailing ships with nostalgia, so it's no surprise. Now then, I suppose I'd have to ask that on Earth, when you were living there, as now you are a Nekonian citizen, back on Earth, what was your favorite food? Your favorite type of food? Because I know there are many different cultural groups of foods, and that is a common phenomenon. But what was your favorite, or at least some of the favorites? I know it's hard to choose sometimes. I see. We have been trying to sample Earth food here. Perhaps I shall have to look into some of the ones you mentioned. And I suppose sort of a related question to that. What's this food, or were the food groups, cultural food groups that you enjoyed native to your area that you grew up in, or did you inherit them, interpret them to be your own? It is natural to enjoy food from other cultures and take it to be your own or ask to share of it. I think it's quite a unifying thing a lot of the time. But not everyone sees it that way. I say the more food the better. Very well. And let's see. Where you lived on Earth, would you describe it as having a very rich culture? A very storied history, maybe? Were there anything like historical tours that happened in the area? I see. Would you say that... It's hard to ask some of these questions because you are not a unified planet yet. You see, many of the planets and races within our own galactic federation often are basically one single body, one single overall culture as a planet. It's not like multiple separate countries or kingdoms or anything like that. For instance, Nekonia is just Nekonia. We do have various different groups in terms of culture, though. But with Earth, I know it's very different, as it is with some planets. So it is a little harder to ask questions. Let me think here. Would you say that the culture in which you grew up in, would you say that they valued history? And that could mean that there was a particular interest in preserving history or learning from history or hearkening back to their historical, cultural roots. Would you say they did? Would you say you did? I see. Would you say that your culture did a good job of preserving history? Sometimes some cultures simply let historical buildings or events or, other things just fade and crumble, but sometimes some places like to preserve them in museums or cultural landmarks. Did your culture do this in your area? I see. I think that's enough questions about where you lived in your culture for now. I think you'd like some more personal questions, wouldn't you? Am I right? Everybody likes being asked about them. Helps reinforce that sense of individuality. Now, let me see. Questions about you. Did you enjoy living where you did? And by comparison, would you say you enjoy Nekonia? Do you enjoy living here? Do you enjoy your scientist roommate? I can't help but tease. It is a little unusual, having a head researcher live with a subject, now turned friend. Oh yes, he is very high-ranking. I don't know if you knew that. He is literally one singular rank below the captain of the research vessel that he was stationed on. And he is one of the foremost authorities in our planet, in our Federation as well. But he likes to downplay this. I know. And I know his interest in you it isn't purely scientific. Okay. Now then. Did you create anything in the creative sense? Or do you still? Did you create any media? Did you make drawings or videos or streams or mokans or... Oh, sorry, that's probably a word that's not going to translate. Anything. Did you make any forms of media? Did you enjoy photography, poetry? Anything. And would you describe yourself as a creative, would you? Would you consider yourself an active member of your community, whether that be a physical community or not? Or I suppose communities. We can be multiple members of multiple communities. One can participate in many things at once. And when you have free time, anything that isn't work or school or anything like that, anything that's not an obligation, how do you spend your free time? Suppose a simpler question would simply be what your favorite pastime is. Would you consider yourself very media literate? And do you enjoy physical affection? Like having your head pet? I think I already know the answer to that. There are extensive notes on it, after all. Sorry, I can't help but tease. Your scientist friend and I will be getting to know each other quite well when he returns, as of course we will be running this little office together. I as his assistant, and he as the, I suppose, head researcher, even though it's just the two of us. Although, who knows? Maybe it will expand, maybe it will. So, it's best if you just try not to keep secrets. I'll pry them out of him. He and I did know each other, but it was purely a work relationship. Oh, yes. You see, when he first got out of his university days, he took a brief sabbatical to where I live. I grew up on the moon of Nekonia. Yes, I am technically a Nekonian citizen, although I am a Vulpian. And, well, I grew up on the moon. My parents were researchers, and they hoped one day I would become a researcher as well, but I took a slightly different path. You see, I'm not actually a scientific researcher. I am simply a doctor. Yes, I am more of a lab assistant. I am a medical doctor, you see. But I have been given this assignment due to my extreme interest in other cultures and I do dabble. I do dabble in cultural sciences and social sciences. Yes. Your Nekonian Scientist is, well, far more qualified than me, frankly, but I find that I get to the more, pardon this phrase, the more down-to-earth nature of other races and such, to the more personal things about them. But that's enough about me. I think that's enough questions for now. Here, let me scoot on over to you. And I'll give you some physical affection, as I know you enjoy that. I will say something that has interested me is your earthling ears. Yes. They are quite different from many other races, actually. I wonder if I... Oh, don't worry, I won't actually bite them. I just want to see if they can move. Yes, many other races can wiggle their ears, or their ears will, have automatic responses, physical responses to presence near them or danger. And so I simply wish to test. You don't mind, do you? They do not appear to move, even if they sense danger, such as another creature attempting to bite them. I'm sorry, I can't help but tease you. I can see why Stein does this so much. Yes. Although I'm not really doing it to see Osmer waves, I'm just doing it to see you blush. Okay. You like your headbats, don't you? Yes. Well, whenever Stein is back here and helps me get everything in order here, we will have many other subjects, but I'm sure you'll be coming by quite regularly. And he can most certainly do better physical affection than I can. I'm not exactly as accustomed to it. I am much more curious simply about you. Even among Earthlings, you are a very, very unique subject. I suppose I should ask you, in purely your opinion, do you think one day the Earthlings, the Earth itself, could join our Galactic Federation? I suppose it's a bit of a heavy question to put on you. You don't have to answer. It's just something I wonder about. It is hard to bring in a non-Osmer race, simply because of the difficulties of it, and while there have been some bad results with it in the past, but we move on and we grow and do better. That's why we are being so cautious nowadays. But regardless, I'm sure there will be, even if the Earth itself does not join the Federation, we will most likely bring about a small population of Earthlings that wish to be part of this galactic community. Maybe you'll have a colony, or maybe you'll live right here in Nekonia. There are already a few of you. Quite a few. Yes, I could arrange for you to meet other Earthlings sometime. It might help. But regardless. You poor precious little thing. I suppose I should take you home. Yes. Oh, don't worry, there's no work to be done here. This is just... well, we're not officially open yet, so I can leave whenever I please. I just was hoping today to get everything in working order, which, as you can see and hear, it is. So, I can take you home if you wish. Would you like me to spend the night with you, maybe? I know it can be lonely, since Stein is not there right now. He's actually off getting everything set up, frankly, with the Nekonian local government, on our little practice here, our little clinic. So, I can spend some time with you if you wish. Very well. Let me hold you a little bit. Come here. Ooh. I suppose it's nice hugging someone that's your height for once. Yeah. Ooh. There we are. Okay. As much as I can see how Stein enjoys this, I believe it's time we should be getting going, don't you? Very well. If you'll follow me. Oh, and one more thing. I noticed that you have something here on your shirt. What is that? Haha, gotcha. I heard that was a bit of an Earthling prank and I wanted to try it. I'll be sure to add that to my data. Yes, we Vulpians can be a little tricky. You'll learn. Come along, come along.